What if you could stop forcing discipline and actually start, well, craving it? Seriously, forget willpower. In this explainer, we're going to break down a 4-step framework that's all about getting you genuinely addicted to doing the hard things by totally rewiring the way your brain works.
But first, let's just be real for a second. Why is it so hard? Why does discipline feel like you're pushing a giant boulder uphill, even when you know exactly what you need to do? Well, it turns out you're not lazy or weak. The answer is actually kind of fascinating. It's your brain trying to protect you.
And this right here, this is where the whole game changes. Just look at this comparison. The old way, forcing discipline, relies on willpower, which is basically a constant fight against yourself. But this new way we're talking about, it's all about building an identity. This creates a real, genuine craving and works with your brain's natural wiring until being disciplined just feels like, being yourself.
Okay, so let's get right to the root of it all, the identity problem. If you've ever wondered why your best intentions seem to just fall flat, this is why.
It all boils down to this one powerful idea, identity protection. Your brain's main job is to keep your behavior consistent with who you believe you are. So if your internal story is, I'm just not a disciplined person, your brain will literally fight you on any disciplined actions because they threaten that identity.
So think about that for a second. That little voice in your head that says, I don't feel like it, or I'll just start tomorrow. That's not a character flaw. It's literally your brain doing its job, protecting the identity you've handed it. And this is a total game changer, because it means the problem isn't you, it's the process you've been using.
And that brings us to the most crucial shift of all. You have to change the identity first. The moment you start seeing yourself as a disciplined person, your brain stops fighting you and starts fighting for you, defending this new self-image like a bodyguard. That's when everything changes.
So how in the world do we actually do this? Well, that brings us to the solution. A super practical 4-step framework designed to engineer this identity shift and make discipline truly addictive.
So here's the roadmap. Step 1, identity declaration. Step 2, the immediate action protocol. Step 3, the self-acknowledgement loop. And the final, big one, Step 4, identity protection activation. Let's break down what each of these actually means.
All right, let's dive into the first 3 steps. This is the core of the system. Declare, act, and acknowledge. This is where we get our hands dirty.
Step 1 is the identity declaration. And this is so critical. It's not about setting a goal, it's about defining a state of being. You have to decide right now who you are in the process of becoming.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. A goal is about doing something in the future, right? I want to work out. But an identity is about being someone right now. I am becoming someone who trains. Trust me, your brain cares way more about being than it does about doing.
So you've declared your new identity. Great. Now what? Step 2 is the immediate action protocol. See, an identity is just a nice thought without proof. You can't just think your way into a new you. You have to prove it to your brain with small, immediate actions. And this proof has to follow 3 super simple rules. 1, it's got to be immediate, like do it now. 2, it has to be quick, under 5 minutes. And 3, it must be tiny. I mean, so small you literally can't say no. We're not talking a full workout. We're talking 2 push-ups. Not a whole chapter, just 1 sentence.
I absolutely love this quote. Every immediate action is a vote for your new identity. Just think about that for a second. Your brain can't argue with an action that's already done. It is undeniable proof. You're literally stacking the evidence in favor of this new person you're becoming.
But, just gathering the proof, casting those votes, isn't quite enough. Step 3 is the secret sauce. This is the part that makes the whole thing addictive. It's the self-acknowledgement loop, and it's all about building self-respect. So after you do your tiny action, your 2 push-ups, you just pause for a second, and you say this to yourself, out loud if you can. I said I'd do it, and I did it. It sounds almost silly, it's so simple, but this phrase is incredibly powerful. It's a direct signal to your brain that you are someone who keeps their promises to themselves.
And that is what creates this powerful feedback loop you see here. The action leads to acknowledgement, which builds genuine self-respect. And that feeling of trusting yourself, it's deeply rewarding on a neurological level. Once you get a taste of it, your brain starts to crave more of it. That becomes the engine of this healthy addiction.
Okay, so all of this, the declaring, the acting, the acknowledging, it all builds towards the final payoff. This is when discipline finally goes on autopilot. And this is step 4, identity protection activation. After you've cast enough votes, provided enough proof, and acknowledged yourself enough times, something pretty incredible happens. Your brain's internal model of who you are officially gets an update. It completely flips sides.
Just look at this contrast. Your old brain was protecting the undisciplined you, creating resistance to good habits. Your new brain? It now protects the disciplined you, which means it starts creating resistance to bad habits. Now, when you think about skipping a workout, your brain actually steps in and says, "Whoa, wait a minute, that's not who we are anymore."
The source material gives this perfect real-world example. It was someone who hated cardio, absolutely hated it. So they shifted their identity to, I am a tennis player. And what do tennis players have to do? They have to do cardio. All of a sudden, running wasn't this awful struggle anymore. It was simply part of their identity as a tennis player. Their brain was now defending that action.
And this, right here, this is the entire goal. When your actions are aligned with your identity, the need for discipline just kind of vanishes. It's not a chore. It just feels like you, being you.
Because when you think about it, being the person you truly believe you are, that takes zero willpower. It's the most natural thing in the world. So, the only question left is for you, right now. Forget about tomorrow's big goals. What is one tiny action you can take in the next 5 minutes to cast the very first vote for the person you are becoming? What identity will you start building today?